Hello and welcome to a StreamLine tutorial. Today we're going to be going over how to find movies. So to begin with, we're going to go to the pack loader and make sure that we're on the most recent pack. So the server version, as you can see here, is 2018 January 5th at the time of filming this video, and we are on that pack. So let's go ahead and exit back out of here and go into the Media Center. Once we're in the Media Center, we'll be presented with a list, and these are all the different add-ons. The things that are to the left are the ones that we recommend as most reliable or working the best, and then it goes off to the right. Keep in mind, this list will scroll. So to begin with, I'm going to go ahead and go into top movies. It's always nice to go and see what we currently have in there. This will change from time to time. And just like the shortcuts that I just showed you with all the different add-ons, that will change. As I said, it's going to be from best and most reliable to the left and down the list from there. So from here, I'm going to see if I can get a list of top action movies. If the top movies section looks a little different when you're watching this video, just like I said, keep in mind that it does change. So this is just a list of top action movies. You can scroll down the list and find something that you want to watch. Just because you find it in here doesn't mean that you have to watch it in here. For instance, here's Blade Runner. This is the original one from 1982. I'm going to go ahead and select that. Now there's a new Blade Runner that came out in 2017, and after that we'll go ahead and pull that one up. So all these different sources here, these are just different opportunities that you have to watch this movie. So if one doesn't work very well, if it's pausing or stops, or it's an older movie that shouldn't necessarily have embedded subtitles, and it does, then you can stop it and find a different source. So I just selected the first one, and as you saw on the numbers there on to the left, it started with the second one. So the first one didn't go, and it automatically went to the second one for me. And so now the movie's starting, so I'm going to go ahead and press up, and that'll skip me forward 10 minutes. I'm going to press up again, and that'll skip forward another 10 minutes. And it looks like it's fine. I'm going to wait for someone to start talking. There's no subtitles. And so I'm going to go ahead and press OK and stop. This selection was totally fine. I could watch that. And I'm going to go ahead and skip down a few and try one of these just to hopefully find one that's not functioning or has issues. Not something that you normally want, but just for the sake of this video, I'm looking for something. So again, I'm going to skip forward 10 minutes. And you can already see this one's having a slower response. Skip forward another 10 minutes.
Television. Suddenly you realize there's a wasp crawling on your arm.
I'd kill it.
So everything still looks good, but that first one seemed like it had a little bit quicker of a response, but not necessarily a big deal. It doesn't look like it's pausing or anything like that. So I just skipped back to the beginning of the movie. I'm going to press OK and stop it and go down and pick another one. If you ever see this, hit cancel. So I specifically chose open load. If you see open load, generally it's going to come up with this. Just hit cancel and it will go to the next one and try that for you. Again, open load, we generally have those removed on everything that we're able to remove those from. This one, just for some reason, it didn't start playing, but if I go back up this list and just randomly pick a different one, then that'll go. And you can see that both 6 and 7 are both going to Film Epic. Okay, I'm going to skip forward 10 minutes again and skip forward another 10 minutes. And on this one you can see that there are embedded subtitles. So that's the whole reason why I chose this, is because I knew that there were versions of this that did have foreign subtitles on them. And you can see this is an older movie, so there's no reason that you should have to watch it with foreign subtitles embedded. Now if I go back out of here and go all the way back up to the main menu and go over to Exodus, so again it's whatever the first one is, doesn't matter if it's Exodus or not, and then I go to Movies, People Watching. In here I can see there's the new Blade Runner. Now if I would like to see this in thumbnails instead of with that list, I can press to the left, press OK a couple times until I see thumbnails, and that's how you get presented with this list. Notice these two here that don't have the icons showing up properly until I highlight over them. If I go back out and then come back into People Watching again, that'll pull a refresh on that, and now you can see that those two are fine. So let's go ahead and go over to the new Blade Runner. Alright, so here's the new Blade Runner. So I could go ahead and just grab the first one. And you can see it's skipped down to the third one, and so it's starting with the third one. And so like before, I'm going to go ahead and skip forward 10 minutes. And skip forward another 10 minutes. Nope, this one doesn't seem to be functioning very well, so I'm going to go ahead and stop that. And I'm going to go down, and it started with 3, and so I could choose 4, I could choose 5, I could choose 6. I'll go ahead and just grab the 6th one here. And resume. And so it's starting at 10 minutes in. I skipped forward. Now there's 20 minutes in.
Honey, you can go anywhere you want in the world now.
Skip forward a few seconds, skip forward a few seconds, and I'm going to skip all the way back to the beginning of the movie. And this one looks like it's pretty good. So there you go. And so I'm going to go ahead and just try one more here. And again, I'm going to skip forward 10 minutes, skip forward 10 minutes. You can pause the movie by pressing the space bar on the keyboard. Unpause by pressing the space bar again.
You can go anywhere you want in the world now.
You can hit OK, and that'll actually pull up the menu so you can see everything. And then I'm going to go ahead and go over to stop and just hit stop there. So those are some basics on finding movies based on lists. Now let's say I wanted to actually find a movie that I didn't see in the list. I can scroll down here and go to search, and select new search if that's an option in the add-on that you're using, and type the name of a movie. You do have to spell it correctly. I'm just going to go ahead and type in Justice. So this is going to pull up every movie that has the word justice in it, in the title. So there's the new Justice League, there's Justice, Seeking Justice, so all these different movies, and you can see this goes way back and it'll actually scroll down and there are multiple pages. But I'm just going to choose Justice League 2017. Alright, and so now here we are with the sources. Now, Justice League at the time of filming this was not yet released for rental, so it's somewhere between theaters and being available for rental, and so it probably has embedded subtitles which you cannot remove. Once there are versions available with no subtitles, they'll be gone, and I'm not certain that this actually has subtitles. But when that does happen, it is just because there is no version available yet that doesn't have the subtitles. So here's the movie. I'm going to go ahead and skip forward 10 minutes. Skip forward another 10 minutes. And there you go. So yes, there are subtitles in this. And there's just currently nothing that can be done about the subtitles because that's the only way that this is available. Once it's available for rental or anything like that, there will be a version available with no subtitles in it. Alright, so that's how you do a search. And let's say, for instance, you found something in one add-on, but you couldn't find a good version of it, or you weren't able to find it in one. So Exodus, you couldn't find something there, you can go over to Elysium and give it a try, or go down the list. So I'm going to go ahead and go into Elysium, and you'll see that it looks just a little bit different than Exodus does. It's the same type of situation where you do go to movies first, or TV shows. TV shows work basically the same way as movies. And the difference with the people watching is there's no people watching in this. It's actually just called populars. But in here, in Elysium, there are collections. So you can go to the Marvel Universe collection, Oscar winners, Disney collection, different things like that. So I highly recommend checking all that stuff out. For the sake of this video, I'm just going to go ahead and go into populars. And then here's a list of currently popular movies. And so let's say I wanted to add a few of these to my favorites so I could watch them later. I can press the letter C on the keyboard, or the menu button on the remote, which is to the lower left corner of the directional pad. And then down here at the bottom, add to favorites, and then add to favorites, and add to favorites. Alright, and so I added those 3 to favorites, and now I'm going to go back over to the first one, and I'm going to go back into movies here, and I'm going to add something to favorites in here. And I'm just going to add this first one, Coco. So add to favorites. So in Exodus, I've added Coco to favorites, and the other ones that I added were from Elysium. So if I go back into my favorites and click on Coco, it's immediately going to pull up the sources, and you can see at the top right there it says Exodus. I'm going to cancel that. And now I'm going to hit my favorites again, and I'm going to go to one of these ones that I added with Elysium, and you'll see it's going to go out and start pulling up the sources, and that's in Elysium. So just keep in mind, if you add something to your favorites, whatever add-on you used to pull it up originally that's where it's going to pull it up from your favorites. So make sure that if you are trying to pull something up from your favorites and you're having an issue, pay attention to what add-on you were using to get it, because you may need to go ahead and go to a different add-on. So that basically covers how to find movies. Again, keep in mind that there are more options that scroll off to the right, but everything to the left is what is most reliable at the time of building the pack. Down at the bottom right there, right after the StreamLine news, you will see whatever the current pack version is available. So January pack update available. Pay attention to that scroller. It will have any important news and updates listed there. So that's it. I hope that this helps. If you do have any problems, definitely make sure that you visit our website, which is just www.streamlinetv.com. You can also use the troubleshooting icon right here at the top of the page. If you click on that, that's going to open up the troubleshooting actually on your TV. And you can see what the address is. You can go there from your computer, or if you do have a mouse and keyboard hooked up, you can just go ahead and go through and use any of the troubleshooting directly from the box. It's always advisable to make sure that you follow these simple troubleshooting steps prior to contacting support, especially making sure that you have the latest pack, and if you do, just reinstall it. And then there's a lot of other helpful things on here, as you can see, that will help you with getting things up and running or figuring them out, or any type of different troubleshooting options. All right, happy streamlining.